Today we introduced GPT 5.4 and I make few tests. So don't get me wrong, it's a really smart model, but I have one big issue with it. And I show some of the example just here. I ask exactly the same app. You can find the prompt on this website. And in testing prompt, I have YouTube thumbnail generator. And the prompt is really simple about the style is critical. The UI must be clean, minimal, and mid-journey inspired. Dark theme by default, simple interaction. In order to do this, I use Cursor to have exactly the same prompt between Opus and GPT 5.4. And we have a crazy thing with GPT 5.4 that is really terrible, is that he always go in the global.css file and he change the font, he change all the color, and he come up with the slop look of the UI of GPT. This is basically 5.4, and this is Opus 4.6. And you can see that here, it's a simple mid-journey inspired kind of style. And here, it's a slop style. It's not bad, but why? Why so much stuff that I didn't ask? Where this creativity came from? It seems like this model is trained to output slop like this. And I was like, maybe it was a mistake. So I rerun it again and again. Every single time I get the same slop, like here is the GPT. No, this, for example, another time I try with Codex. This is the Codex version. It's exactly the same style. Again, all of these things. For example, we have the drop zone and he had an upload button. So I have really a bad UX experience with this model. He didn't think correctly. Like, why we have two buttons? Why we have this? I never asked this text. Why it's full uppercase? It's not readable. Like, really a lot of mistake for this YouTube thumbnail generation. So this is the first point. Then I was like, okay, maybe it's the prompt. Maybe it's the app. I try something else. I go here in time zone checker. So create a time zone overlap checker. So it's a little tool. You have the full creative freedom of technology, architecture, file structure, component separation, state management, style, design system, UX. You own every single decision. Make it clean, well-structured, and something you're proud of. So this is my prompt. And the app is a time zone comparison tool. This is the version of GPT 5.4. What is this shit? For instance, if I show you the expected result that I built for myself, it's like, I'm in San Francisco right now, and I want to know if I can call them Passar friends. And I know here that I can call them at 7 a.m. and from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is the time window where I can call them. The rest of the time we are sleeping. So this is the expected output. Expected output with a good UI is at CT that show a drop down, settings that show a beautiful dialogue because it's really small information. But here we have this GPT-5. Here we have useless information as it's like we have base information here and here. Why you will duplicate this? It's fucking mess. Awake window is shitty here too. CTs, so this is useless. This is just useless. Here, the UI is wrong. Like the popover doesn't work. I need to, what the hell is this? Then here we have the settings just here. So this is okay with the drop down. It's not the best UI, but it's okay. And here we have the main UI. So as you can see, everything is fucked up. Everything is overlapping. It's difficult to understand anything. You don't know why he chose this color. And the UI is messy. I make exactly the same with Opus 4.6 and we have this. This is the same prompt. Okay, this is the same prompt in both of these tools. This is the expected output from this creativity freedom that I build myself with AI, but I prompt it, I make iteration process to make it. And this is the result of Opus. It's way nearer. It's like logic. The settings is inside the toggle. It's not the best UI, but it's because it didn't use any library. The meeting base is working. It didn't duplicate the information. And here he showed the right data. It's just obvious a way of thinking. So GPT-5 does just a piece of AI slop. This is my analysis of the current state. And I go further. I also asked the model actually in Conductor to change a small UI in my app, to add a small feature. The prompt was really straightforward, just here. And here we have the two versions. So this is the Opus version. and this is the GPT version that I didn't take. So I make this one in pull request and this one not. So here in the GPT version, we have, I ask him like if I go back to Codex and I resume the conversation for you. So I cannot run it obviously because everything is fucked up. So I ask him in this page, when I click on a thumbnail, it does nothing and I want to show an editor. And he make it. Look, generation page. He had it, but what is strange, I cannot really show you because it's messy to run the server, but, or maybe I have a tab somewhere. Ah, yes, I have the tab just here. Okay, we are safe. So basically the only request was like, when I click on this, I want to show a dialog exactly the same UI I have when I click here and I show this UI, I can click on it so I have the full screen page. And I want the same in the generation page. So when I click, we can see it's work. But what Codex did that Opus didn't do, really important stuff, he just update the full front-end UI. So you can see them here. And he had so much stuff. If I show you the production version, that is kind of the reference style, if we can say it like this, and we go to generation, we can see that this is the style. So we have the small zoom and the action here. We cannot really read it, but we don't care. Here he update this. It's not bad. He had a button, click to open action. The problem, the issue here is just he make a slop of a button, click to open action. I don't care that you write this. I didn't ask you this. I did not ask you this. I did not ask you to make this gradient background and one here in the corner. I didn't ask this. And he make it. So this is my issue with Codex. This is the message I want to share with you in this video, is that Codex seems to respect the rules really strangely. I get another example of this. It is pretty interesting. I don't know, I cannot run it. I kill all my configuration. I don't know. But yes, the model seems to be pretty strange. He seems to make a lot of this kind of mistake, and this creativity thing, he seems to have been trained. So if we check the news of Sam Altman somewhere, we have a video of someone explaining that GPT 5.4 was trained a lot about UI decision, about app making, about all of this stuff. And I can say that this was really bad. No, I don't know. I don't know what you think. But personally, I really doesn't like this way of doing. Even that some people, TO Hypewriter, say, I've been testing InShort, it's the best model in the world by far. This kind of take always drives me crazy because I'm like, what is the best model of the world? Like, the model is so good now that it's just like a good model for a certain use case, and maybe Gemini is better, and maybe Opus is better in the last one, and maybe which one are you most use of the output? Then you get habits from the model you use. You know, me, I have habits that Opus follow my instruction most of the time. I am pretty shocked when I see that Opus, that GPT does strange stuff. And he also follow pretty much the instruction of its agents. It's really important for him to use the skill. He have really strong opinion about it. But at the same time, the prompt the user give, he's not right. I want something that does what I ask. Our Codex is built for I don't know what, but 5.4, yes. This in this case. And this is not only GPT 5.4, it was the case with GPT 5.3. I just really hope they fix it because for me it's a really big issue. I don't know what you think. Tell me in the comments. See you next time.